What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is I was gonna say Ambitions, but it's not. It's Tyler Perry's Sistas, season 1, episode 7. And so we picked this episode up where we left off last week. We got Karen out front with old boy from the supermarket. Y'all know I don't remember this man's name. I don't care, because it's something about him that I'm not feeling. I'm just not feeling something about him. But anyway, of course, remember he leaned in, he gave her a kiss or what have you, and then, you know, here come the ex-boyfriend come rolling up on his bike, you know, and the two of them start getting into it, and she's talking to him crazy. Now here's the thing. As an outsider looking in, not knowing their story, not knowing the backstory, I could definitely understand how she would come off as rude, insensitive, nasty, all of the above. But when you know the story, I understand her anger. Again, I do think that, you know, you still shouldn't talk to people crazy, but I understand the anger. And she was trying to get him to understand, look, you don't know this story. You don't know what happened with us. And she was like, he cheated on me. And he was like, so what? My wife cheated on me, but I still choose my words carefully. And I'm sitting here thinking, you the same man that was bullying that woman into signing those divorce papers a couple of hours before this. Like, I'm thinking to myself, nah, dude, don't put yourself on a higher plane than Karen, because now Karen was talking to the dude crazy, told him to shut up, told him he wasn't nothing, told him he, you know, basically, she emasculated him. She did, and she was wrong. However, you are no better than her. You know what I mean? Like, you was talking crazy to your ex-wife and you bullied that woman and threatened her into signing those divorce papers. So, dude, miss me with that. You ain't no better. And then he tells her, you know, until you learn how to talk to people, don't call me until you learn how to talk to people. And she was like, do what? Because she was like, well, just come on in, inviting him into the house. And he was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. She was like, oh, so you not coming in now? He was like, and don't call me until you learn how to talk to people. Oh, okay then. So then she goes into her house, and who is sitting there waiting on her is her mama. Now let me tell y'all something. First of all, that's my girl. I don't know if y'all know who that was, but that is my girl. That is Sherry Belafonte Harper. Now, I don't think she has Harper anymore, because I think her and Harper have gotten divorced. But y'all remember, my old heads are going to rock with me on this one. Y'all remember the TV show Hotel back in the day? And Sherry Belafonte Harper, I always love saying her whole name, Sherry Belafonte Harper, she worked there. She was on the show, and she worked at the hotel. I want to say she did the guest check-in or whatever. You know, back in the days of Love Boat and Dynasty and Knots Landing or whatever, Hotel used to come on. And she is Harry Belafonte's daughter. But that's my girl. I love her. I have always loved her. I know something about her I love. And she saved it for me. I was like, oh, she gonna be on here. Tyler, bring her on more often. Because first of all, I love her. But then I also love her character. She's like this free spirit, Harley Davidson riding, Coachella going mama. She sort of has the gift of, I ain't gonna say the gift of intuition or discernment. But she certainly knows what it is and don't fall for the okie doke. She heard the whole conversation while she was sitting. She talking about something. If you learn how to return my... She talking about some, mama, what you doing here? I came to get my Tupperware. Now look, here's what's funny. No matter how much of a Harley Davidson, weed smoking, non-traditional mother she is, she still want her Tupperware back. Because I think my mama, she probably calling me for her Tupperware now. Okay, what is it about the Tupperware, y'all? Even though it is expensive, I can get it. Dig it. Neither here nor there. So, her mother was like, look, what's really going on? Like, I heard this whole conversation. What's up? She was like, did you cheat on Zach? She said, no, I ain't cheat on Zach. She said, well, then who's the other dude? And is he married? And, of course, you know, first she tried to say no. And then, of course, she said the 3 things that your friends / family members never want to hear you say about a married man. He's getting a divorce. I guess that's 4 words, but y'all know what I'm saying. Her mama was like, really? She said, no, really, Andy's handling it, blah, blah, blah. Her mother said, look, he smelled like a married man. She said, mama, what does that smell like? She said, look, I don't know, but I smell it all over Andy's man, too. He's married, isn't he? And Karen was like, oh, mama, if you ever talk to Andy, you act like you don't know that. So you can definitely tell that she knows Karen. She knows Karen's friends. Like, you know, they've all been around each other. And then she goes on to tell her, look, she said, well, Mama, what should I do? Mama said, you ain't about to get this on me. I got a date tonight. Here go his name. I met him at Coachella. Okay. She gonna say, you went to Coachella? She said, yeah, when Beyonce was there. She said, well, where was I? She said, girl, you think I was gonna take you to Coachella? I said, now that's bad when your mama said she wasn't taking you. I don't know. That's bad, Karen. That's bad. But anyway, but she said, I'm not here to give you the answers. You got to figure them out for yourself. But you know what? Kiss the girls. Tell them I love them, honey. So now over to Danny's apartment. Danny's getting dressed, getting ready to head out. And old boy comes back. Not Zach. Is it Zach? Is his name Zach? We're going to go with Zach. He comes home and he's slamming doors and stuff. And Danny is like, dude, are you tripping? We live over top of the landlord. Now, here's my issue. Danny, you smoke weed and everything else. You live over top of the landlord and you worried about him slamming the door? Whatever. So he goes on to basically tell her what went down. And, you know, I should have never listened to you. You knew. Y'all set me up. You knew she was seeing somebody else. And Danny was like, I didn't know nothing about it. Like, I did not set you up. And he was like, look, you know, what you doing tonight? She said, I'm going out. So he was like, let me get a hit of that weed. And she was like, yeah, no. And he's like, he went from, girl, you better not smoke that weed. You know they drug test us at work, to begging her for a hit. So anyway, she ends up giving him the pen, you know, the little weed pen or whatever. And he goes in the bathroom and closes the door. And she was like, dude, like, you supposed to hit that and give it back to me. Let me get my weed pen. They get to going back and forth. He's like, I'm in the bathroom. She's like, I don't care. So you know what she did. She went, got her a knife. She broke into the bathroom. By the time she did all this, dude is butt naked in the tub. No bubbles, no nothing. You know, he just ran the water, honey, and got in the tub. And he done hit the pen so many times. Now he hot, right? They get to going back and forth. And finally, he was like, I don't know why you in a rush to go hang out with Karen and them anyway. The way she be talking about you. And Danny was like, excuse me? He was like, nah, never mind. I ain't no snitch. She said, oh, no, you done said it now. You might as well go ahead and finish it. Nah, I'm good. She was like, I do still have a knife in my hand, so what's up? So, of course, he went on to tell her everything that Karen ever said about Danny. Talk about she ratchet. She don't never want to pay the bills. She'll never have any money. People don't like going out with her because she, be doing too much. Now, here's my issue. I got a couple of issues. Issue number one. It goes without saying that he was wrong for repeating that. They're going to try to act like, oh, he was so high, it just came out. Whatever. He knew what he was saying. He knew what he was doing. Because now he's mad at Karen and he on get back, right? And let's not forget, for real, he's attracted to Danny and he trying to make it do what it do now that he really mad at Karen. That's number one. Number two, we're on episode what? What did I say this was? Episode 5, 6, whatever episode we are on. In every single episode, all of her girlfriends have told her everything he just said. They told her she cheat. They told her she don't never have no money. They told her she ratchet. They told her she do too much. They told her she can't get and or keep a man. So my thing is, yes, I'm sure it hurt her to know that they not joking, that they really do feel that way about her, or at least Karen does. But I feel like they've told her these things. Now, whether she chose to accept them and believe them, that's a whole nother conversation. But again, maybe that's me. Yeah, I know y'all are going to tell me in the comments how y'all really feel about it. Now, down to the law office. Andy is working late. Now, look, this is what I thought was going on. Because remember, all of them, they're all going out that night. So Danny was getting dressed to go out. Karen is getting dressed to go out. Danny's working late. So in my mind, I'm thinking she's working until it's time to meet up with the girls rather than go home, take a shower and all of that. That's what I do sometimes. Depending on what time you're going to dinner, I'll hang out at work until, we meeting for dinner at 5. I get off work at 3. It don't make sense for me to go all the way home just to come all the way back out. I'll hang out at work for a couple of hours. It's always something to do. You know what I mean? That's what I thought was happening. But no. well, we'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, Danny is working late, and she runs into the cleaning lady. The cleaning lady comes to do her office, and she was like, oh, I'll come back later. And Andy was like, no, you good. You know, come on, do what you got to do. I don't want to hold you up. And they get to talking, and the woman is a really nice older black woman, and she talks about how, you know, she's a retired educator, and, you know, that her and her husband started this, her and her son started the cleaning service because, you know, she retired, but she just can't sit at home, you know, sit in the house and do nothing. And she said, you know, you're a really sweet woman. And, you know, Andy was like, how you know that about me? She was like, I could tell by your trash. Andy was like, what? She said, look, you recycle. You know, if you have food and it's going to go bad or whatever, you double bag it. You make sure that, you know, you make sure your trash is in the trash can, not all around the trash can. Like, you know, and she said, okay, she said, your mother raised you right. She was like, she would love to hear that. And so then she said, you know, well, why are you single? You know, you don't have no man to go home to. And they end up basically, both of them end up, I guess, opening up to each other. I guess they was both lonely and ready to talk. I don't know. And so she said, well, you know, my grandson can't seem to find a woman. Y'all would be perfect for each other. Andy was like, I do have a man. She was like, that's too bad. So later on in the night, the woman comes back, the cleaner lady comes back and said, look, it's a man out here looking for you. I won't let him back, but I'm just, you know, I don't know if you want to see him or not. And so, you know who it is. It's Gary. And she's like, what are you doing down here? Like, dude, you, first of all, you know, your wife has a private detective following you. Why would you come to my job? He was like, well, I figured it was late and, you know, none of the partners were here. I mean, I figured it was late and it wouldn't be a big deal. She was like, okay, private detective, the partners could still be here just because it's late. Like, it's a law firm. People could be here all hours of the night doing what they do. So then he gonna even try to lean in and give her a kiss. She was like, are you crazy? Like, they got cameras all up in this piece. He said, well, if you would return my phone calls, like, you know, I wouldn't have to resort to this. She was like, look, I will talk to you later. He said, are you coming home tonight? She said, I'm going out with the ladies, and I'll be home when I get home. So I said, oh, Lord, here we go. He said, look, do I need to go get a hotel room? And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's what your ass should have done to begin with. Mr. CEO and worth billions of, well, you know, I'm exaggerating, worth millions of dollars, like, your ass should have got a hotel room to begin with. But neither here nor there. Karen then called and is like, I mean, not Karen, Stephanie. Is her name Stephanie? The bank teller. Is that Stephanie? Y'all know, she on time, honey. And she is getting hit on by every dude at the bar, okay? Y'all know how that is. Y'all all hanging out with your friends. Somebody gets there first. And y'all know who is normally the same person that's always there on time, early, whatever. And so, of course, the rest of the ladies are running late because they all got their own little personal crises going on. So she called Andy and was like, where are you? And Andy said, look, I'm in the office now. I'm finishing up everything now. I'll be down there in a few minutes. She said, well, where's everybody else? She said, I don't know. She said, Karen ain't answering her phone. Danny ain't answering her phone. I'm sitting here by myself waiting on everybody to get here. So she was like, look, I'm on my way. You know, my bad. Make it do what it do. Now, in the background, you can hear the vacuum cleaner going. And, you know, Stephanie, we're going to go with Stephanie. Stephanie was like, is that the vacuum cleaner? Like, what is that noise? And she said, oh, that's the cleaning crew. But it has been going on for a long time. So, of course, she goes back there. And the woman, the cleaning lady, is passed out in the chair. So she immediately calls 911. And next thing we see her down at the hospital. And the woman is okay. They revived her, but she rode in the ambulance with the woman. And then she called the grandson, or the son that the woman had been talking about. She said, so she's talking to Karen, and she's like, look, I'm down at the hospital, but can you come pick me up? She tells her what happened. She said, you know, I'm waiting for the grandson to show up, you know, but can you come and get me? My car is back at the office. So Karen is like, sure, no problem. Now, mind you, Karen already late. Danny already late. Now she got to make another detour and go pick Andy up from the hospital. I said, oh, Lord. I said, they ain't going to never make it to happy hour. It's going to be last call by the time they get there for happy hour, right? So, Danny finally shows up. And when Danny shows up, you know what she got? She's on 100 with an attitude. So, rewind. I missed the part. Rewind. When part of the reason why Karen is running late is because when Karen came out of her house, Who is waiting for her by her car? The wife of old boy, the white woman. And she looked like she was drunk, high, and or both. And here she is again begging Karen to stay away from her husband. Now she offering Karen money. I'll pay you to leave him alone. Can you just leave him alone and let us work this out? I mean, I signed the divorce papers, but I just need time to make this work. I just need time for us to figure this out. And Karen was like, okay, I'm gonna need both of y'all to stop showing up at my damn house. Like, what is wrong with y'all? And she was on the phone with Stephanie again. I don't know if that's her name. We're gonna keep going with the Stephanie, the bank teller, right? She's on the phone with her, like, you know, this woman is crazy. You know, I know kung fu. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not scared of her because, you know, she was like, well, I'm not gonna get off the phone with you until she's gone and everything. And she was like, girl, I wish she would. Now I kept waiting. The way that whole scene played out, I kept waiting for something to happen. I said, oh, she gonna double back. Something gonna happen to Karen. But it didn't, Karen, you know. But, I mean, I'm sure that's not over. But I thought there was gonna be some doubling back or whatever. So, anyway, my bad. I forgot that part. So, now we back down to the bar. Danny shows up. And Danny's got an attitude. And if you listen to Danny said, because she said it's about time. Danny said, yeah, I thought so too. And I'm thinking, oh, Danny, please don't tell me you done slept with this boy. But we're going to leave that over there for the time being. But Danny, you know, she's got an attitude. And, you know, bank teller lady is like, what is wrong with you? Oh, excuse me, y'all. Like, what's the attitude about? And she said, whatever. She said, so, tell me what you think of me. And she was like, what you mean what I think of you? She was like, I mean, well, tell me what you think of me. And she was like, I mean, girl, I think you funny. I think you know, you beautiful. I think you this. I think you that. Like, what you talking about? She said, I mean, do you think that you think I'm cheap? You think I never have any money? She said, well, you do know how to run up a bill when you're not paying. Oh, okay. Oh, so am I ratchet? She said, I mean, you had your moments. So again, in my mind, I'm thinking they're not lying to you. Like, you know these things about yourself. Now, again, I know it's hard to hear it and to hear other people say those things about you, but you know these things. They have not lied to you about these things. Neither here nor there. So, dude walks over to buy a drink for bank teller. And Danny is like, I'll take a apple martini or whatever. He was like, well, I really wasn't coming over here to buy you a drink. I was trying to buy her a drink. She was like, well, if you want to get to know her, you're going to have to get to know me. So once again, what you mad about, you're doing. Anyway. So, grandson shows up to the hospital. Of course, he's all frantic and everything. He goes to check on grandmother. Come to find out, he's really the grandson and not the son. But I'm assuming she raised him because he said, well, she calls me her son. So that gives me the opinion that maybe she raised him like her son. And she sends for Andy, and Andy goes in there, and she introduces them or whatever. And the grandson looks at her like, Grandma, did you fake this? He said, my grandmother is a sick woman, but did you fake this for us to meet? And she said, no, I didn't. He gonna ask the doctor, did she fake this? Which tells me that she got that Fred Sanford syndrome going, that she probably be faking spells whenever she want to get her way about something. Because he automatically was like, did she fake this? And the doctor was like, no, this one is real. Like, nope. And so, of course, but she did, of course, use it to be matchmaker. She said, my grandson will take you back to the office. And she said, well, no, I have my friend coming to get me. And she was like, no, my grandson will take you. That's the least that he could do. You saved my life tonight. And so he was like, look, it's no need in arguing with my grandmother. Like, she said it, like, I'll take you back. Like, it's no need in arguing with her. So she calls Karen and tells Karen, look, I'm going to go ahead and let him take me back to work. I got to get my car, and then I'm going to go past the house, take a shower, and I'll meet y'all there. And that's the part that I was saying before. I'm like, Andy, after all this, you still got to go take a shower, and you were already a good hour and a half late. You don't have time to go home, take a shower, and then meet them out. Now, again, don't nobody take that and run with it like I'm dirty or something. But in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, it's a weeknight. So y'all already got a small window. Y'all know, going out on a weeknight. Y'all know what I'm saying. Maybe this just me being old talking. When I was young, I did stay out late on weeknights sometimes. See, that's the old talking to me. That girl, it's a school night. That's me being old. But neither here nor there. They have a really good conversation on the way home. Y'all know how that goes. He's flirting with her, telling her she's beautiful, and my grandmother was right about you, and da-da-da-da-da, and, you know, all of that. But then she gets out the car. She doesn't get his phone number, doesn't ask him for his. Karen finally shows up to the bar. By the time she get there, Danny is off somewhere, you know, flirting and doing what she does. Karen tries to speak to her. Danny gonna flip her the bird. She was like, did she just flip me the bird? And, you know, so they were like, look, I guess she on one tonight. You know how she do. She got a little attitude. It is what it is. So, that's pretty much where this episode ended, y'all. We'll see where it picks up next week. Let me tell y'all something. This was a good episode. There was still a couple of moments with Danny. It's still Danny that made me kind of... But it was a good episode. We are getting better. We are getting better. And I'm excited to kind of see where this is getting ready to go with some of these characters, okay? And please, Tyler, give me some more of my girl. Give me some more Sherry. That's my girl. All right. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.